Good morning, everyone. Hello, internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and or good night. Whenever it is that you are clicking into this reading, I thought to share with you some of my morning energy. I feel bad that I've been giving my dailies like the end of the day energy for the next daily. So we're going to do a little spread and see what's good. I'm already picking up someone's thinking about something. Hi, I'm Natalie, by the way. Someone's thinking about something from the very beginning. Someone's chewing on something in their mind. Someone is analyzing something in its entirety. It feels like you're at the end of something, or you're nearing the end of something, a situation, a thought, an idea, maybe like a wider, larger process. And it feels like it's been a long time. Like it's a long relationship. It's a big project. It's been something that's taken a long time. You've been at a job, at a company for a long time, something like that, that it's just, you're now looking at the whole, like you have this perspective now where you are looking back at like the whole from beginning to now, because now you're looking at now and like beyond. Okay. So let's see if this is you or someone you're connecting to. I'm psychic, so I'm doing this psychic tarot reading for your weekend. Oh, happy full moon in Pisces as well, for Friday 13th, 14th, 15th. It's September. Although you already know, if you're a golden oldie, that all these readings are timeless, so any reading can resonate at any time. It's just when you click into the reading, when you're drawn to click in and into a reading, that you're meant to hear those messages. And as far as being psychic goes, I'm picking up on a lot of different energies. So all of the reading could resonate with you if we're super connecting. Maybe parts of the reading can resonate with you if we're connecting. And if they are connecting, if I'm saying something that's your life, and I'm bringing light to it and truth to it, you keep it, it's yours. That's your NATALEENIAN tonic for the day, for the weekend, for whatever. And you can go forth and use that information according to your own will. That's where free will comes into play. The readings, just by ingesting these vibrations, can change the outcome of the situation. Because you're different. You sit down for this reading and you feel one way, and you get up to go do something else and you could feel different about it. Okay, that's the vibration work. If you're here and it does not resonate, then you are here for the SCOOBY Snacks. You're here for the company. You're here for the entertainment. Sit down, welcome. You're very welcome here on the Watch Natalie channel, because we love entertainment here. So, you might even get little golden nuggets, little bits of golden nuggets of wisdom that you can still apply. Okay? So let's see what's going on with this energy that I'm picking up this morning. And it's good. It's a good positive thing. I'm also picking up on someone doing this. I obviously don't do that because I look super silly, just like but I feel beats, like I feel the vibration of speakers. So I don't know if you're sitting, I don't know if you're in a room where there's just music playing, or I don't know if you're like listening to headphones, but let me just get this card. Oh, okay. So this was when I was cutting up, and this came out again because I did see it flicker out. Yeah. Someone's looking at this project, at this relationship, you're at a milestone moment. You're at a real milestone with this because, like I said, you're looking at the next big phase of this relationship, this project, this job, this position. And see how they're not looking back? Like none of them are looking back. These are like the traumatized victims, sailing away on the rescue boats of the Titanic. Like they're like, still just, so you're not like that. You're not this bad. You are moving away from, you did have this moment. You did go through this moment where you're like, where you didn't know what was going to happen next. And you were like, fraught with tension, and you knew that you were moving away from the source of problems, or you were moving away from conflict or even just obstacles, but you're still like tense. You're past this. You're now able to look back on this exact point of when you made a very decisive, or maybe you didn't know in the moment that it was a decisive moment in your life, but looking back on it, it turns out, if I didn't just do this, if I didn't just do that, if I had just listened to this person, if I had just listened to that person, something could have changed that outcome for you. So you're looking back like, Six of Swords. I'm so happy for whoever this is. This is a burst. This is overflowing. So when you can't help but cry out of joy, when you can't help but, it's just an outpouring of emotion. Like now your cup runneth over. Runneth over. The Ace of Cups, of course. We have the Ace of Cups on the table, everybody. This is the new beginning that you're moving towards. This is the next beyond. It's like from the beginning until this point, this was a pivotal moment for you. Okay? It really was. It really was. Like, it was heartbreaking for you to leave something behind. It was heartbreaking for you to make a decision or to go with the flow, and it's almost like the currents were pulling you through hell. It feels like, is really what it feels like. Like you were lost, just kind of, I don't know why I'm like moving now. Like you were lost, you're like, oh, and then you felt this source within you. You felt this like connection that was pulling you through. Like, I don't know, I don't do water things like rafters, currents, I don't know. Take that analogy. That's what they're showing me. And then like you had like a rope that just sort of like leveled you out. And that's when you were kind of like, well, I don't want to leave that chaos. I grew up in that whirlpool of shit, or I grew up in this whirlpool of tension, depression, betrayal, toxicity, like, and now, and people withholding their feelings and lies and deceit. And now I'm being led by this. This is what steadied you and pulled you through all that. So at the time you were kind of like, oh, I'm going to miss those spinning around. I'm going to miss the choppy waters. They were interesting and exciting, but it wasn't like love. It wasn't real love. It wasn't real. It wasn't anything that you can really sink your teeth into. And this is super juicy. Don't know why they said that. That's what they're telling me. Super juicy. This is super juicy. This is something that, instead of the whirlwind that you just came out of, and maybe not just came out of, maybe just recently, like I said, this is a long brewing thing. Like, it took a long time. So whatever point this was, when you moved away from maybe the tumult, the height of the tumult of that, this is your breath of fresh air. You don't want to be in a whirlpool anymore, like where you're now like, okay, no, I don't want chaos. Chaos doesn't mean love. Being in conflict with someone doesn't mean love. It doesn't mean I have their attention. Or if I have their attention, it doesn't mean I want that attention. I don't want that negative attention. I want positive attention. I want happiness. I don't want to stay in this whirlpool just to continue interacting with someone. That's why it's hard to walk away from this whirlpool. And you're heading towards this overflow, where before you had to fight against the current in order to be fed, in order to have some attention, in order to get what you want, in order to, that's how that system operated. That's how that structure worked. This is a different matrix. This is a matrix of love. Can't believe I just said matrix of love. But you know what I mean by matrix? A matrix is a structure. Okay, so like the movie The Matrix, this is all the matrix. I would be plugged in to like, you know, you guys know how the movie went. I don't have to mime it out, but this is a new matrix. This is a new structure of love where you can have all the water you want. I don't know why they're giving me so much water stuff. I'm not even like a water person. Speaking in analogy and metaphor, okay? I'm very like earthy, grounded, mountain goat. But I think you're the water person. I feel like you're the one who likes water. They're showing me like lakes. Now they're showing me, what is that, a boat? No, like a big boat. What's a big boat? No, not a ship. A yacht. They're showing me yachts. They're showing me waterfalls. They're showing me beaches. They're showing me water stuff. So water is oh, thank you. They're saying water. Okay, so I think it's both. Either or both. You like water. You like being around the water. And it's emotion. It's a metaphor for your emotional state. That now your emotional state is going to be so free. Like they're showing me the whirlpool, like what you're coming out of is just like this, like if this were your emotion, it would just be spinning. It would just be turning inside of this, inside like its own little whirlpool, and it wouldn't escape. It wouldn't go anywhere else. It would stay contained in this glass. That's what you're leaving behind. That's what you're walking away from. What you're walking towards is, look. Do you want to stay contained in a whirlpool of chaos, or do you want to overflow the whole cup? I think it's pretty obvious. You want the fucker to overflow. You want it to really just, and that's what you're moving towards. You're moving away from being really, this is your old matrix. This is your old structure, your old chalice where it was like, you thought you were free, but it's just glass. Okay. And now you're moving towards like real freedom where you get to just overflow. 12 minutes on 2 cards. Whoa. And I feel like it is love that's setting you free. I feel like it is an emotional unlocking of some sort. That is, it's also, oh, now they're showing me a reflecting pool. At some cemeteries with some notable people, they have these beautiful private reflecting pools where the bench is in front of it so that the loved ones, when they're visiting, they can sit with their loved one and look out into this pool of water and reflect. It's very, very nice. Anyway, that's what they're showing me. So that's the moment you're in right now. Sorry. This is the moment you're in right now where you're sort of in the looking at the reflecting pool, looking at from the beginning of this until right now. And you're like you're either at the finish line, you're over the finish line, you're about to cross the finish line, but there is something that's coming to a resolution very soon. Happy Pisces full moon. It could be from the Pisces full moon. In that case, look, it should, if that's the case, this should be bursting this week, I feel like. If this is your crust that you're writing, if this is resonating for you, and if this is like your natural timing for this, okay? Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God, you guys. I thought I was done, but we're not. So here we go. I want to start with this one, actually. This is the important thing that's sticking out to me. The 7 of Pentacles. Guys, this is something at the time, this is the card of exhaustion. It's the card of risk, okay? This person has put all this work into these pentacles, putting the pentacles in the bushes one by one. There's 7. And he's just taking a break. Just to hang out, just to like look at his hard work that he's done. Taking a break, and at the time of this card, at the time, he doesn't know if he's going to get 1 pentacle back, 2, or all 7 or 14. He has no idea at the time. You plant the seeds, you have no idea if it's going to bear fruit, if you're going to harvest anything. You just don't know at the time that you're making the investment. It could look so good. It could look so perfect on paper. But then it could end up being John Carter. That Disney flop, that John Carter movie that just like, it could be like that. Sorry, I shouldn't have used a real example. So you didn't know if it was going to be a megawatt success or a huge flop. It's part of your recollection. It's part of you going, oh my God, this could have been a disaster. It could have been a catastrophe. But it's going to be like the greatest thing of all time. It's going to be the greatest relationship, the greatest marriage, or it's going to be the greatest business for some of you. Okay? So let me move. I'm going backwards. Ace of Wands. So this is telling us that there could be a wonderful business relationship that culminates. There could be a real breakthrough between business people. Someone that you're doing business with, that you're going to have a whole new beginning of a relationship with. Like you could be moving away from working with people that, like, you accepted their behavior, immature, conflict-ridden, whatever wasn't, high vibrational about them. You accepted it as part of the job, or you accepted it as part of whatever. But that's an outdated, that's a different matrix. And you want a different matrix. So you're moving away from those people, and not even those people like it's personal. You're moving away from that expression of energy. Remember, this isn't really personal. Most people can't control themselves. I'm psychic, I'm channeling energies. You're all also channeling energies. Those people you're interacting with just have no idea how to control it, how to regulate it, how to self-assess, how to negate, how to alchemize. They don't know anything about energy work. So they're just these robots. Okay, we're going to program this person. Like you take a kid, this is going to go dark. So go ahead and skip through if you don't like dark stuff. If you have a kid, I'm going to groom them to be my sex slave, and then when they grow up, they're going to only know how to groom and make other little sex slaves and to perpetuate abuse. Okay, they don't have any kind of mechanism that they're going to stop and say, I'm not going to do this, I don't want to do this. So, some people have different, what's that called? Like a conflict? What's that called? It's called something where they fear that they were abused, and they fear that they're going to go out and abuse, and they don't, and they never do, and they never will. There's all different kinds of spectrums as far as controlling energies. I don't know why I brought that up, but someone needed to hear that specific dark example. So that you forgave, not like you forgave pedophilia, you forgave those energies of below your standard. Yeah. That matrix below your standard. But you kind of held on because you wanted to do your thing here. And now you're leaving that matrix and you're trying to create a new matrix. You're trying to create a new family. You're trying to create a new business. You're trying to create a new structure. You're trying to, instead of grooming people to abuse each other, you're grooming people to empower each other. It's a very different type of mindset. It's a very different matrix. And that's what this is. So this business collaboration, so this is the business. The Ace of Wands could be a new entrepreneurial endeavor. It could be a new project, a new business, a new work of art, a new financial investment. But it is something new. And with the Ace of Cups, it's a new relationship having to do with this. So they color each other, they blend each other out. So this relationship will have a tinge of being creative. So for some of you, it's marriage, partnership, leaving a toxic relationship, leaving someone who maybe have the savior complex. Maybe you are trying to save someone who is abused, who's trying to be in rehab and trying to get their life together, and they can't help themselves but to continue the abuse. So you had to leave, and now other things are opening up. At the time, you had no idea if this person was going to get better or not. They turned out to be the John Carter flop. Sorry, Disney. They turned out to be a flop. That was Disney, right? I think it was Disney. Morning energy is so weird. It's because I read a lot in the morning. Like, I sit in bed and I read a lot before I have to like leave the bed. So that's leading with the Ace of Cups, leading with the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is a creative endeavor, a business opportunity, a new job, a new promotion that is coming to you through an important relationship. Or an important connection is made or established or furthered. See how I did that? For those of you doing your own tarot readings, and then at the very least, the Six of Cups. I saved the best for last. This is a return. Remember when I said that that matrix is beneath your standards? You were idealistic about something at some point. You had either dreamt of meeting like the love of your life, or meeting like the one, or being with the one, or you had big dreams about what you were going to do for your work or your business, or how you were going to manage things, or you had ideas before. And this is part of your reflection moment right now, is that you're going back to the beginning. You're thinking, and you're going before the beginning, way back to you're going way back, and you're thinking, and you're getting nostalgic, and you're rediscovering that you had high standards at a point. You did have high standards, and you did have idealism and nostalgia, and these grandiose, from the heart, leading from the heart. This is all cups, relationships, heart, the only cup that has flowers in it. Okay? You're getting back to this energy, and you're redesigning your matrix from the ground up, from this energy now. This is it. This is the new matrix. It's no longer going to be someone else's idea. You had been living and working and operating in someone else's idea and someone else's matrix, because matrices are just ideas. I make a lot of matrices because I have a lot of ideas. That's what I do when I write scripts. It's my own matrix. It's my world, my vision. I basically just see it all. It's like I go to the movies and I see the movie, and then I just write down what happens when I write a script. That's why it takes me only 6 weeks. It's actually a little bit less, but I just say 6 weeks. Anyway, so that's what this really feels like. I'm going to check back in maybe later on in the day, unless something crazy happens. No, I'm just kidding. And then we'll see if these energies, if there's anything else that comes through, any other downloads that come through for you. Otherwise, this is where I leave you. And let's do that. Let's get a moonology for you and see where this wants to go. Because I feel it and I see it, that you're thinking back to the very beginning. I really feel like this is just not the calm before the storm. I feel like this is just a moment, a deep breath moment of appreciation and gratefulness, and like, whew, I dodged that bullet kind of thing. And you're actually already safe. It feels like you're already safe. Like you've already weathered the storm. You already, went through the whirlpool, because really the hardest part you already came through. You already came through the whirlpool of that old matrix, someone else's idea of the way things should be, how things should be, blah, 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 blah. And now you are a Natalie. It's why we don't eat at the tarot table. Sorry. Okay. It's just the last moment. It's just the last moment, because the hardest part was that old matrix and operating in like the chaos. And it feels like you had to be very controlled, like with these downward swords. It feels like you had to be super controlled and like, I don't know, these choppy waters with these people not speaking to each other, not looking at each other. It just feels super controlled. You're leaving that controlled, tight environment, that tight matrix, into a super free matrix, into a super like freedom, overflowing of emotion where you can express yourself. Like much better self-expression is what you're moving towards. A much freer sense of self-expression. Showing me like Desilu, you know, at Paramount, when it was those two that started their own little production. Can you imagine going from that? Can you imagine going from the studio system, like, and then, you know, going and starting something with your husband, with your wife, and making your own movies? That's like this. Like you're leaving someone else's idea and investing into your own. Yeah. Okay. But what this feels like is that the hard work is already done. You've already been through the whirlwind. You've already survived it. And then you've already made the hard decision to walk away from it, because it was a hard decision to walk away from it. It was all you knew. It was how you knew how to operate in it. You knew when to pause and you know, switch it up and bob and weave. You knew the currents. You knew it well. And now you were being challenged to start something new, and you are. And you're going back to the beginning to design it, of what you really believed in originally, of what you really thought about this thing, if it's a project originally, and you're going back to that. Is there any other messages that want to come? You guys. A new start is coming. That's what I've been talking about for 27 minutes. I love being right. A new start is coming. New moon. New moon. A new start is coming. You know the new start is coming. That's why you're looking back. As I do my little share thing. Turn back and turn back. That's about turning back time too. If I could find a way. Well, you do. And it's by starting something new. Okay. I am excited. I am excited for you. Comment below what this is so I can support it. I don't know if there's a thing I can... Okay, here we go. There is a yes coming your way for those of you waiting for a yes or wondering. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now or something totally new and fresh is on its way. Attune to the moon. It's like an affirmation. I'll see it when I believe it. Additional meanings. A new start is on its way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief in your dreams can manifest is working well. Forget about the past. Oh, the new moon marks the start of the waxing cycle and the midpoint of the dark moon. It's a dark and veiled time when the moon is invisible, and a time of rebirth. It's a time that witches do their work, making wishes and laying down intentions for the new cycle. An intensely magical time when it's easier to pierce the veil to other worlds. Very full moon in Pisces energy here. In every ending, there is a beginning. Well, I'm certainly happy that I took the time out this morning to do this little reading for y'alls. I might see you later, we'll see, but this is already 30 minutes. So in case this is where we leave things for the weekend, have a great weekend, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. This person follows their desire. This person is led by their desire. That now they are desiring something more authentic, or rediscovering that they always desired something authentic. But the Chariot is moving. It's moving, it's motion, it's being pulled by desire into the next phase of life, which is what this person is doing. Before the angel of death came to clear away the debris, they weren't able to be in a relationship. They were not able to integrate masculine and feminine energies within oneself. That's what this had to do with. They had to either beef up their divine masculine or beef up their divine feminine in order to enter into the real deal. We're going to get to the sex part. We're going to get to this. This is sex and love, my love. So we have to do love first, and then we do the sex. They felt entrapped in their emotions and sorrow and felt like they could never actually get to that Two of Cups. But observing something or someone has caused about this huge awakening within them, this huge transformation within them, so that now they're broken out of their extreme depression, emotions, and emotional sorrow. Now they're being led to make this big decision for themselves, being led by their intuition, they're being pulled by desire. To their Two of Cups. Okay, now we can move forward. What is this big decision that the King of Wands is currently making? So they're working through their regret of the past. They have to let that go, shutting the world out and just creating your own little world between you two. It's a couple who shut out the world, who reject the world in order to be together for just like a moment, just a stolen moment together. It's just all the world well lost. This person knows how to love now. They know how to feel. They know how to be a lover. This person knows how to be a giving and receiving lover. And this person just wants to, you go from the doubts have to be dispelled, like kind of a crush, kind of flirting, to complete full-blown cooping yourselves up in a hotel somewhere for like 2 weeks. That's what we can expect next. That's pretty dramatic, guys. Sex is good. The sex is great.